One overlooked $30 blood marker predicts decades of medical bills and lost work before you ever feel sick.
This is for anyone with a job they rely on and bills they'd rather not face.
I'll show you 3 points: the hidden cost of waiting, the cheap tests that flag trouble early, and the real money each one saves.
Point 1. Let's talk about the stakes.
Most people think illness is just a health problem. It isn't.
It's a financial one too. A type 2 diabetes diagnosis costs the average person around $19,700 a year in extra medical spending, according to the American Diabetes Association.
Now add lost income.
Many serious conditions force people to cut hours or stop working entirely. A single year off work can wipe out tens of thousands in earnings. Here's why common advice fails. People say get a checkup, but they don't explain which numbers matter. So folks pay for vague visits and skip the cheap, specific markers. These markers move years before you feel a thing. That early warning is exactly what protects your wallet. Point 2. Let's look at the actual cost of waiting. Type 2 diabetes care averages about $9,600 a year in extra medical spending. Over 20 years, that's roughly $192,000. And that's before lost income. Now here's the part nobody mentions. A serious diagnosis often cuts your working years short. If you earn $50,000 and lose just 3 years to illness, that's $150,000 gone. Add those together. You're looking at well over $300,000 in avoidable cost. From one missed marker. Point 3. Let's compare that to the test itself. A fasting glucose or HbA1c check costs around $30. Some clinics charge less. Even at $50 yearly, that's $1,000 across 20 years.
So picture the maths.
You spend $1,000 over 2 decades.
You potentially avoid $300,000 in costs. That's a 300 to 1 return.
I know financial advisors would sell a kidney for those numbers. Sadly, the test won't make you younger, just better informed.
Here's why early detection works.
Caught early, raised blood sugar is often reversible through diet and movement.
Caught late, it isn't.
So the cheap test isn't really about health alone.
It's about protecting your income.
Now let's turn that into a simple plan. Point 4 is the part you can actually do today. Here's a simple 30-day plan. In week 1, book a basic metabolic panel. Ask for HbA1c, ApoB, and vitamin D.
In most countries, this costs between $30 and $60.
In week 2, get your results and write down 3 numbers. Healthy HbA1c sits below 5.7%. ApoB ideally stays under 90.
Vitamin D should land above 30.
In weeks 3 and 4, fix one thing at a time. Walk 30 minutes daily. Cut sugary drinks.
Add 15 minutes of sunlight or a cheap supplement.
Small changes shift these markers within months. Now the obvious objection. What if the test finds something scary? Fair point.
But knowing early costs you $30.
Knowing late can cost years of income. The fear is real,
Yet ignorance is far more expensive.
so remember the hook.
One overlooked $30 marker can predict decades of medical bills before you feel a thing.
That's not magic. It's just maths working in your favor.
If you want more calm, numbers first ways to protect your income, subscribe and stay sharp.